It's one of the most important dates on the preseason calendar, SEC Media Days, and all of the fun is going down in Hotlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame beginning tomorrow. And our college football analyst, Brent Beaird, will be there covering all of the major headlines. Hello, my friend.
Chris, I am excited, as you can imagine, several days with SEC football players and administrators and coaches. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So let's get right to it. The defending national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs, once again will be one of the top teams in the conference. But will there be a lingering hangover from winning the national title? And can the Dogs' defense prevent taking a huge step back from 2021 after losing so many star players to the NFL?
Chris, I don't think that Kirby Smart and that coaching staff will allow any kind of a hangover. Also, they've got so many five-star players waiting their turn. I think this will be a real advantage to them this year as far as the defense. Going backwards, they lose Dan Lanning to Oregon, and that's who they play in the first game in Atlanta. But they do gain Will Muschamp. We know he can be a really good D coordinator. Look, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Keely Ringo, those are some of the guys coming back on defense. They will be stacked again. And Chris, the great equalizer for Georgia is their schedule. After Oregon, the teams that could play with them into the fourth quarter, Florida, Tennessee, and then Kentucky in November. So I frankly think Georgia may go undefeated this year.
Oh, you won't hear any complaints from yours truly, my friend. Let's go over to Gainesville now. Billy Napier at one point, the most popular guy in the city, but he's recently been criticized about the perceived lack of success in recruiting. Brent, is the criticism fair or unfair?
No, it's unfair. It's way too early, and people need to dig deep to be able to look at what Napier has done at this point. He made it clear that he wanted to recruit players within a 350-mile radius of Gainesville, which means he wants to take advantage of the players in state, 12 verbals, 9 4-stars so far, 4 of those guys from Jacksonville area, and they're also in the top 20 and their recruiting standings as far as the team is concerned. Gator fans, have faith. This recruiting class is going to be better than you think it is.
So basically you're saying the Gator fans need greater faith in the size of a mustard seed. You faith.
Absolutely.
Mega conferences are here to stay. UCLA and USC leaving the Pac-12. They will be for the Big Ten. They decided that not that long ago. But Brent, will the SEC want to expand, maybe add Notre Dame or another team from the ACC?
Well, pay attention, close attention on Monday to Greg Sankey, the SEC Commissioner's address. I think he's going to be talking about a lot of these issues. He will be asked, what does the SEC want to do right now as far as expansion? The other thing that I hope we find out might be, when does Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC? I think that will be crucial. Now, Chris, it's a no-brainer. If Notre Dame calls and wants in, absolutely you let Notre Dame in. The big question, though, with the ACC, here's how you would answer that. Their media rights agreement goes to 2036. The exit fee is anywhere from $50 to $100 million. So the point with that will keep the ACC intact now for several years.
And I doubt Notre Dame would want to join any conference and have to share all of that money. They want to keep it all in-house. All right, absolutely. How does the SEC go about helping to fix NIL, expansion of college football playoff, and the transfer portal?
Well, I think right now, as far as the NIL, name, image, and likeness, instead of the NCAA handling this, I think the conferences are going to come up with some guidelines in order to pass on to the different schools. I'll be interested to see if Sankey mentions this. The other thing would be playoff expansion. He will certainly be asked about that. When are we going to probably at least 8, if not 12? And I think we're probably going to 12. And the one that we do have more of a handle on is the transfer portal. There's actually legislation that is going to be passed, I do believe, of the first week of August that is going to limit the days when a player can transfer and give coaches a little bit more of an advantage in dealing with their roster. So these are very important issues coming up this week in Atlanta, Chris.
So guess the bottom line is coaches can up and leave whenever they want to, but we want to put a handle on the players if they decide to go elsewhere. Don't know if I agree with that. Brent Beaird, safe travels to the ATL, and we'll be hearing from you this coming week.
Look forward to it, Chris. Take care.
You too.